even is that? What was that? What happened? Why? Oh, and I have to do... Why even go to this screen when I can't choose anything? I want to get through Act 1. I'm going to get through Act 1. Then I can think about... Maybe it's just... introducing 1,000 different stupid side mechanisms that are completely irrelevant to the main thing. That could just be a random event. I mean, I don't think it was random, but I'm cynical. Right, you spent the evening... But you could have... Yeah, it could have just been that you take him somewhere with someone. And that's like the espionage, diplomacy, kind of military thing, and he's impressed by certain people and not by others, and so that builds things up, and it's an intrigue thing, and... But no, we're not going to do something sensible like that. We're going to introduce a random new mechanism that is probably going to be essentially meaningless, and ended up being a tie, so it was completely meaningless, like the jury mechanism, or the rioting mechanism, that just basically stops you from asking questions, which is an important part of the game. The jury is meaningless. Why is the jury meaningless? Why? This is just numbers. I mean, I could open up Excel and put random numbers in, of pluses and minuses, into a matrix, and then start working through and just be like, what decision do I want to make? And, oh, I'll pick that option, and I'll pick that option. And just pick the highest numbers, because that's basically what this has devolved into. Because there's not a lot... And I suspect that's why you have the questions, is because that limits your options. But even then, the jury doesn't seem to have teeth. Like, there has been... I've gone against the jury twice, and once they've complained about not having asked enough questions, because I didn't have any more questions to ask. Which you would think that would be a penalty to not getting all the questions. But there's no penalty to going against the jury, admittedly, that we've seen. There's no bite to it, so why bother with the jury? I'm already complaining about this game. Right. You spent the evening bamboozling Pash with overtures of friendship. Nobody felt like staying up late and waiting for you to drag your half-drunk self back home. Because you're doing too well with the family, so we're not going to let you build it up even more. Oh, it just drops down, doesn't it? Because it dropped down because of the decision before. I get that they need to kind of pull you back if you're doing really well with the family. But why? If you're doing well with the family, that's because you're making, in inverted commas, good decisions. Oh, hello, I know who this guy is. Wait, what? It was Renard all along. An agent cried his surname just before he died. Renard. Once you reveal this information, people will struggle to stay on the streets of Paris. Is there anything to gain from silence then? Well, there would surely be a commotion in the city. People would start hunting the hidden traitors. Maybe real power would stem not from battle, but from a silent alliance. String Beatrice. Cool. Henriot's guards will waylay the mayor's daughter and a lover at their usual rendezvous. Beatrice will be arrested and wait for what happens next in isolation. We will no longer have any use for Marie. Henriot will arrest her before she leaves to see Marie, politely and respecting her rights. Henriot will make a show, let every neighbour know that we want to arrest the traitor. Tell Henriot to arrest her in an alley on her way to meet Marie, quietly, discreetly. Who's Marie? Oh, right. What? We're arresting her to get to Marie, to get to her father, But when we arrest her, we no longer need the daughter to get to the father. But surely the point of arresting her is to get to the daughter to get to the father. This doesn't make sense. Make a show, let every neighbour that we want to arrest the traitor. No, we'll do it quietly, discreetly. We'll go with espionage. Oh, 40% success. Whatever. At this point, just whatever. What do? You increase influence or lower the fervour. So we could come over here. You're wounded, so I want to pull you out of combat, which might put... No, it's a diplomat versus a soldier. We'll be all right. I want to get away from there, though. I mean, so I don't want to go there. I don't know what these do, so we're going to send you scouting. So we'll go scouting there. Day until inspection. That's going... Ooh, has this changed? Oh, there's Renard. The ominous Gris of Paris, ruling over the city's trade, involved in any and all profitable ventures. He suppresses all dissent, as evidenced by the incident with the stall of Alexis Fidel's father. A member of the aristocracy, he retired from the public life after the outburst of the revolution. No one is quite sure what his motives are, except for multiplying his fortune. Yeah, we're slowly rising, but we just know a new person. Okay, interesting. Facilitate the persuasions. That only works if we're doing persuading. Boost my family, because that dropped down again. So I'm spending time with my family, having not spent time with them today. That makes no sense. Oh, a notebook. Exciting. Right. So that's mine, although the fervor's going to rise. I might win this one. I'll hold on to the construction. And I'm going to scout this one. Hopefully he'll meander down here and take out the bruiser. Hopefully. We've only several minor cases to deal with. Oh, right, that should be easy. Unfinished construction? What? How will somebody... What? There was... But... Where is there anything to... Maybe some of the other influence places are right, but you've got to go... Like, it's completely random where you go. Well, not it's random where you go, but it's arbitrary. You don't know where you're going, because you don't know what's where. We're going to punish you for not knowing about this game ahead of time. How dare you play this game blind? You did not meet your obligation to finish the construction. I wasn't even... When was I told I had to finish it? It was said it was being inspected. Cédric Compère, 12-year-old, knocked over a woman passing by, ruining her dress. The boy found it very entertaining. Chased by the victim's husband. When caught, he tried to blame his younger friend. Put you there. The Beau brothers... 18-year-old Sylvain Beau and his younger brother, Fabien, used to spend their evenings looking for well-dressed women whom they would drag into dark alleys, beat up and rob. We know of at least 9 victims. Mathieu Costeau, carpenter, visited the lawyer Basile Lazare in order to make measurements for a 3-door wardrobe. He took the opportunity to examine the contents of the dresser, whereupon his hands accidentally got stuck to a bottle of cognac. Lucille Picard, the widow of a cobbler, told a creditor who came to collect money, in the past they'd skin a person, but at least they wouldn't chop everyone else's heads off. When the man asked if she preferred the days of yore, she allegedly nodded. I've got to do that for the numbers. René Galopin, municipal officer, demanded a bribe from a flower merchant for a good place at the market. When the merchant's daughter came with the money, Galopin locked the door and forced himself on her. Jean-Noël Pellissier earned a living stealing from doctors. He would make appointments with various Parisian doctors, go to the waiting rooms, steal an insignificant object from each, and leave. He sold the loot for next to nothing at street markets. Execute you as well. Because I thought that would boost them, and it only drops them a little bit anyway. The thing is, I feel like I'm a bystander in the French Revolution to an extent. Which I get probably in as a judge you probably would be. Like, there's not a lot you'd be able to do. But, I mean, well, technically I should be listening to... It should be because the jury is saying whether they're guilty or not guilty, I would assume. But for a game, that's not a good feeling. Right, let's advance and get told off for not having finished construction. Where would I like to go? Home. Dinner with friends from the convention. So they don't like it as much. A couple of deputies have come over for dinner. How nice of you to be such a generous host. How nice of them to tell all their friends as much. Evening stroll. You don't like it. I actually need playtime with the children. You're unaffected. But apparently their mother hates it. Fundraising for the orphanage everyone likes. But it's not as... Oh. It feels like it's exactly the same because they're all the same colours. Oh, I see. I was meant to do that, was I? I think we'll fundraise for the orphanage to try and boost everyone up. Like, I don't think there's a difference between these. To an extent. I don't know. Like, I don't see... I think there's a reason... Like, apart from the top two. Oh, there we go. Right, you're there, so I don't want to stay. I don't want to move closer, so I'm going to try and grab that one then. This is also a thing I don't like, is they block me. They move, because they move first, they block me. So I don't get any response. No, spend more time. I think I've got the persuasion stuff sorted. We must convince her to sign a document stating she is an Austrian spy, that Jean-Nicolas Plash was her source, and that she reached them through its daughter. Why?
Why the hell have I been kidnapped and tied to a chair?
I've got pliers.
There are many whores in Paris willing to play that game with you. So, Judge, will you answer me? Or do you want me to watch you playing with yourself, you dirty old man? Nothing? I've heard that someone's been trying to kill you. And now you've been promoted to the elite group of murderers, the princes of the guillotine. Congratulations.
I never asked to be admitted to the club, but I did not get there accidentally either.
Yes, I can imagine you need a special something for that. Ah, that sparkle of masculine madness in your eyes.
You have to sign this document.
Is that a story? Any interesting turning points?
Treason and spying for Austria, carried out by you and the mayor of Paris.
Such an exaggerated drama. It won't sell.
Right, so that's... Oh, no opinion. Let's get all of these, shall we? Oversensitive was apparently manipulation, but the last time we did manipulation, she didn't like it. Withdrawn, that's aggression. Which makes sense because it's a threat. Attached is manipulation. What do we need? Withdrawn, that's aggression. Yeah, go on. Oh, I dropped the last one. Oh dear. So that top one, oh, I can't even remember. Aggression.
In this document, I will prove you are a corrupt whore, and you
Why
will
do
find
you let
I am
me
quite
do
the
that?
writer. Listen to me. Your health is at stake here.
Perhaps my irony wasn't clear enough. I have no intention of signing any documents, so you can stuff that somewhere uncomfortable. You can't force me.
And then it was manipulation.
Can you see anyone here who would stand by you? Has anyone come to help you? No, only I can help you.
Then aggression again.
Do you see those guards? I could leave you alone with them for an hour, Most probably, they will rape you, maybe beat you up. Is that what must happen to make the scales fall from your eyes?
No, right, we're not. We're not doing this kind of stuff.
Leave Paris. Escape the storm that will otherwise not spare you and is indifferent to your feelings for Marie. America is a good place, and the shadow of the revolution will not reach you there. Sign this document. Escape while you still can.
Do I look like someone who is terribly concerned about their own life or other people's opinions?
And manipulate again.
America is a good place for you. It is a new world and not fully formed yet. Here, the people understand freedom only within the limits of their imagination.
You are all the same. That little bit of freedom I have left will be enough to oppose anything you want from me.
Why do you let it... Why do you let you just... Why does the game let you just move off from that screen? Because that's... You need that screen. You need to know what the effect's going to be from the things you're guessing. Why can't... Like, if I'd known I was going to have this persuasion thing, I would have used the action that, gives a bonus to begin with. You can't play... It feels like you can't play this blind. Like, you need to know these little things. You need to know, I'm about to do this persuasion. Oh, I need to know, this is going to be the best option. Or this is going to be that. Because this game isn't... It isn't like an RPG. It isn't. It isn't like one of the RPGs I play where I feel comfortable just going, hey, I'm going to make this decision. I'm going to make this decision, live with the consequences. Because you have very few moments where you feel like I'm making this decision and there's consequences if I do this, there's consequences if I do that. And I can live with those because this is a decision I'm making. There are so many little things where the character and the writers are in control, like the threats he's made. No, just like the character is in control or being controlled by other things. So this is a puzzle game where they don't tell you the rules of the puzzle, which means it is a bad puzzle game. So, no.